where your food comes from? Do you know what you're feeding your body? Without rallied community support of local farmers, this is what America's farming industry has turned into. Dead and gone forever. Left over for large corporations to take over who do not care about anything but your pocketbook. Hey, I'm Monica Osborne, an activist for the local grown movement. Why, you must ask? Because it's time that communities band together for the support of the local farmer, our local foods, and health rights. So let's do a little bit of background information in the movement so you can be educated in how to become a locavore and who started this awesome trend. So the local grown foods movement did not just suddenly come about one day and boom, here it was. It's taken years and years of hard work from activists and farmers and even government policy members to work really diligently in order to build this movement up to where it is today. But really, how did it get here? How did we come from point A to point B? Well, it all started in the 1970s when the government implemented a new program and there was a shift in food policy. You see, Congress reduced the amount of money that farmers were able to receive in case of plight or other instances, and this really started the decline of American farms. The citizens began to quickly realize that local foods is the way to go, and with the reduction of local farms, obviously there was a reduction of local foods. So this really helped advance the movement or begin the movement. With American farms sort of dwindling across the entire state, citizens quickly began to realize, hey, maybe nationalization isn't the complete way to go here. Maybe we should start taking more of a local look into sort of things. So the movement then began to seek consumer education techniques. And it was all about how can we get consumers to understand the importance of local farmers. Then, just a few short years later, mainstream media started producing the truth about your food and documentaries like that one that were really releasing all of this harsh but needed to know information that the consumers were lacking. So here's a special look into the truth about your foods and how a mother took a stand against one company, a large company, all on her own to advocate for local farmers around the United States and instill the information in citizens about the importance of supporting your local farmer and also the danger that large corporations hold in regards to our food.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm Pat. Barb Walchuk.
Hi, Barb.
After the first big push to establish food standards, people just got complacent. We reduced funding for the FDA. We relied increasingly on self-policing for all of these industries. And now we just have really lost our system.
You know, you're really one of the champions on the Hill for food safety, and it's a very important cause. It's very personal to me and my family. Really, our food safety advocacy work started 6 years ago when my 2.5-year-old son Kevin was stricken with E. coli 157H7 and went from being perfectly healthy, beautiful little boy. And I have a small picture with me today that was taken 2 weeks before he got sick. He went from that to being dead in 12 days. In July 2001, our family took a vacation. Had we known what was in store for us, we would have never gone home. We ended up eating 3 hamburgers before he got sick. We started to see blood in Kevin's diarrhea, so we took him to the emergency room, and they said, we've gotten the culture back from Kevin's stool, and he has hemorrhagic E. coli. They came in and informed us that Kevin's kidneys were starting to fail. Kevin received his first dialysis treatment. he was not allowed to really drink water. We had these little sponges, and we were allowed to dip that into a cup of water and then give him that. And he bit the head off of one of them. You've never seen someone beg. He begged for water. It was all he could talk about. I wouldn't let anybody bring any beverage into the room because it was all he would talk about was water. I don't know if he knew what was happening to him, and I don't know. To watch this beautiful child go from being perfectly healthy to dead in 12 days, it was just unbelievable.
The sad part about this story is that even after the mother lost her son and reported it to the company still decided to keep that product on the market, even though they knew good and well that it had killed an innocent little boy. This is what large corporations do. So it's stories like the one you just saw that have pushed consumers away from large corporations, and they've turned to these local communities and these local farmers for their source of food. That is what the local foods movement is about, and it's so important that they understand what they're putting into their body as a consumer. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you joined us for our segment of how to become a locavore. Stay tuned for more information on the movement and how you can impact your community, one person and one vegetable at a time. So it's stories like the one you just saw that have pushed consumers away from large corporations, and they've turned to these local communities and these local farmers for their source of food. That is what the local foods movement is about, and it's so important that they understand what they're putting into their body as a consumer.